Sunday, guys. I figured it's about time that I film something where I'm actually talking to you guys. Yet to do at-home workouts. So my quarantine has done nothing for my body. My face is breaking out so bad. I have like these 4 like huge craters on my face. So if you guys have any skincare that you really like, let me know. I do. If you pay any attention to my videos, you know that I prefer like the more affordable stuff, but I still want it to be good. So if you guys have recommendations that you really love, that maybe you get from like Target or Walmart sometimes, let me know, because I definitely want to try some new stuff. Try some stuff that hopefully will make my face a little bit better. But I think during this time, everybody's face kind of feels gross. We're not really outside. We're probably not all eating the things that we should be, which, hey girl, I'm here. I'm in the same boat. We'll do something a little bit more natural, not totally natural, but just something you can wear more day to day, not so much something crazy colorful that you would more want to wear when going out. I'm going to do something a little bit more similar to my everyday makeup, but kind of spice it up a little bit so it's a little bit different than what you guys have seen before. So I know in most of my other videos, I usually start by doing concealer on my eyes first and doing my eyes in general first. But when I'm doing kind of my normal makeup, I actually just start with my foundation right away and actually just work on my face first. So I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I really like it. I've been using it for a while now. I recently got the dewy one. I'm guessing it's a newer foundation though. So maybe that's why I haven't seen it in the past. I like it, and I definitely, once I started putting powder on with it, it stays on a lot better, which I mean is normal with any foundation. If you don't put powder on, it's going to wipe off. But as for this brand specifically and this specific foundation, I really like it. I like that on the days that I don't really want so much makeup, it is lighter coverage, but then if I'm going out or going somewhere a little bit more special, I can really build this up and really get full coverage with it. So it's nice that you can kind of go both ways with the same foundation. It has done a lot for my face also. As you guys know, I get very dry very quickly. I still tend to get some dry patches even with using the dewy foundation, but honestly I want to say that that's just my face too. Wow, put it right in my eyebrow. I want to say that that's just my face too, because some days it's really bad and nothing seems to help. This morning I did a face mask though because I slept in my makeup. Horrible decision. Hate sleeping in my makeup. Just when I wake up, I feel like my face just feels so disgusting. When I sleep in it, like my face just feels so gross in the morning. But my sisters came over, and we just kind of drank and had some fun last night. So I wasn't too worried about taking my makeup off before going to bed. I kind of just crashed. I think my hair is definitely long enough to go back black. When it was shorter and I did the black, I didn't really like it. But maybe since it's longer now, I'll like it a little bit better. Plus, I feel like black hair color, it just looks so like sleek and beautiful, and I love it. So see, right now I did kind of just an average amount of foundation, and it still covered up my spots, especially very well. If I wanted to go back in and add more, I definitely could. But I like that if you want it a little lighter of coverage, like I still have that right now. But if I was going out where I needed this to last a lot longer, I would do probably another layer of foundation. And I don't feel like it makes it look cakey at all, which is really nice. I might do a little bit on my cheeks. But also keep in mind when you're putting your foundation on that you're also going to be putting concealer on too. So if you don't want to layer it too much, then I would skip doing another layer of foundation. Just because with the concealer, sometimes it can get a little too much. But I just wanted to cover up those spots a little bit more. So then, as always, I'm still with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. If you guys have other concealers, or even other just brands in general that you guys really, really like, definitely let me know. I'd love to try some new makeup lines, but like I said, I like to stay in the more affordable brands. But yeah, if you guys get stuff that you really have enjoyed and really like the way it looks, definitely let me know. I'd love to start reviewing some brands also and just kind of giving my input on them. So definitely let me know your guys' suggestions or what you guys are using. My sister got this concealer too, and she said she really likes it also. So I'm glad there's some other opinions out there and people actually are trying the stuff that I show on here. It makes me feel good. So because I'm doing something a little bit more, I don't want to say natural because I feel like natural makeup is a lot lighter on the eyes. More so focused on just your face. So I guess just a minimal eye look would be a good word to use maybe. I don't know, okay? I'm not good with words. Always do concealer in your T-zone. Anybody I do, when I do their makeup, I always put concealer in the same spots. It's not really something where you have to change person to person. Like, I always putting concealer in your T-zone and under your eyes. Some people will put it right down in here too. I usually tend to just use powder there. Just my own. I don't know. Part of me feels like maybe it's not necessary down there because I'm doing the powder. Plus, I don't want to carve out my cheeks too much to where it ends up giving me a line. Are we still going? Okay. So I personally tend to just do powder there. And I always drag my concealer out here because then it carves out your eye too and kind of helps to extend your eyes, make them look a little bit longer, I feel. I feel like this is going to be a long video, so I apologize in advance, but I have had quite a bit of people telling me that they do like when I kind of explain what I'm doing and what I'm using. So here you guys go. It may be long, but I'm here to talk to you guys and get ready with you. What I'm using for my setting powder is the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I really like this color. As you can see, I use it very often. But I like to just press it in. I don't really think like brushing it on does much. I think it just mirrors what you already have. So I like to get quite a bit on my brush and then just really pack it on there in those spots that you put your concealer. So I will do it under my eyes, on the side of my nose, and then down here. And this is when I kind of carve out that cheekbone a little bit with this because it's a little bit more forgiving, I feel, than if you were to put a lot of concealer down there. It may be a little bit harder to blend out the line it creates. So personally, I just like to use powder. And then chin, around my mouth, and then back to wherever we put that concealer. So my T-zone, forehead, and down my nose. Now, if you're somebody that contours your nose, I do not a whole lot. Some people really go in and precisely do it. I just kind of do this, and then I will run a little bit of contour on the sides of my nose as well. But this is a good way to carve out your nose too, without having to bring those dark colors into it. Now, because I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow now, I'm going to put a little bit extra under my eyes so I can kind of catch that fallout, and then in turn, hopefully bake the underneath of my eyes a little bit. I'm not one that bakes my eyes a lot. I honestly don't do it very much. I should probably do it a little bit more, but I'm lazy. So we will come back and do my contour and everything after we are done with the eye. So I think I'm going to do this whole eye look with the Dream Street Kathleen Lights and ColourPop shadow palette. I really like all of these colors. I don't use it too much, but it has a little bit of fun colors in there, but for the most part, it's a good palette for your day-to-day. So as always, you want to put one color all over your eyelids, or at least I always do, as just like a starting color, especially since I don't put powder on my eyes. So I'm going to go in with, I want to say, yeah. So I'm going to go in with Stardust, which is this shade right here. Has a bit of a peachy look to it, which that's going to go in favor with my eye look anyway. But I definitely want to tap off any excess and then really work this in there as a solid base. And when I blend my eyeshadow, you'll see it a lot more when I go in separately with the colors. But I always like to kind of flare it out this way, right where you cut your eye right here. Just kind of maintain that line and follow that line out. I think it really helps to add a little something to the eyeshadow. I think it looks really beautiful, but it also elongates your eyes as well. My next shade, I'm going to do Twinkle, which is a little bit of a more brown shade, I guess. I think it still kind of has a peachy, not a peachy tint to it, but like a warmer tint to the brown. So it's not just like a basic solid matte brown. And then we are going to take a small brush like this and just do it right in our crease. And when you're using these eyeshadows, your hand, like for me personally, I don't want this color to go down on my lid. So I like to kind of, you want to angle your brush up. That way if there is any excess on the brush, it's going up. It's not going down onto your lid. So the way you hold your brush is very important, and you want to maintain a really light hand. The harder you are and the heavier of a hand that you have, the harder it's going to be to blend it out. So since I had such a light hand, when I go back in with this first brush, it blends it out really well and really beautifully. But if I were to go and just put a chunk of color right there, it's going to take forever to blend it out. So I always like to tap it off, that way any extra comes off, but also just really having a light hand and not pressing it down into the color. Okay, so how we are still going to be staying in the crease, but we aren't going to be taking it up and blending it up as much. So our next color is going to be Sweet Dreams, which is this pinkish color. We're going to get a little bit on our brush. And then for this, you really want to maintain that crease area. We don't want it to go all where that brown went. We really just want it to stay in the crease. So now I'm still going to blend it out as much as we can, but since we maintained it in that crease area, you won't get as much up top. It's okay for some of it to go up top, especially when you're blending it, because you want that whole, all of those colors to come together as a whole. So it's okay for some of it to go up there, but all I'm saying is you don't want where that brown was to turn into just this pink color. But with doing that, now when it comes together, it all kind of, it has that tint of the pink and it has that tint of the brown. But you can still see all of the colors separately when you really look at the eye. I'm going to put a little bit more pink in there. Yeah, I really like it. So then for our next color, we are going to go in with Waterbearer, which is still kind of a pinky, peachy color, but it's a little bit darker. And we are taking this small brush. Oh, I have a fuzz. And then we will put it just right in the end of the crease and also kind of on our lid. In a sense, making like a V shape almost. Now when I blend this color out, I'm going to use this brush, that way it maintains some of that pink color as well. The big brush is really just to kind of blend the whole eye. This I want to keep just right in here, which is why I'm using a smaller brush. Yeah, I really like that. And this is definitely something that you could wear just going out to your job or something, going to the grocery store. It's nothing crazy. It's not a very out there eyeshadow. You do have color in it, but it's simple and it's beautiful, I think. Okay, so then lastly for the eyeshadow, we are going to go in with Elfish, which is this really pretty pinky pearl color. We're going to use a flat brush, and then I'm just going to run it along the front part of my lid. Nothing crazy to where we're like, have to be really precise and really carve it out, but just to kind of emphasize the inside of our eyes as well. Okay, so then for our eyebrows, we are going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. It's super old, but it's the color that I've been using for my eyebrows for a while now. This dark brown color right here in the corner, and always used an angle brush. Can you see that it's angled? There we go. I'm gonna attempt to do this on camera. We'll see. Make sure, I always start at the bottom of my eyebrow and line the bottom first. Making sure to get lighter and lighter as you get to the front of your brow. And then going through and lining the top. And then once we have it all lined in the shape that we like, is when you can go in and really fill in the inside. I like to start at the end of it with the tail, because the tail is the darkest part of your eyebrow. That's the part that you want to be dark. I personally do not like the blocked eyebrows, which is why I like to start at the end. So then I'm not getting any extra product before I go into the front of my eyebrow. I'm just using whatever is left over on my brush. Making sure to flare up so it looks a little bit more natural. And there we are. Alright, once you get your eyebrows to a point that you like them, or that you can at least stand them a little bit, I go back in with a little bit of concealer and kind of carve out your brows. Fix anything you don't really like, fix anything maybe you want to change. It definitely just helps and kind of just adds that little something to my brows, I feel. Alright, I'm not sure if I want to do eyeliner or not. I do have lashes, so maybe we'll just do no eyeliner today. Alright, so then I am good with where my eyes are at, so I'm going to go through and finish the rest of my face. I use Park Ave Princess by Tarte for my contour. Just a big fluffy brush. A lot of mine have fallen out, so I just kind of used whatever is left. But honestly, I really like mixing them all together. Starting at our cheekbones. Again, you want to have a really light hand. I'd rather have to keep adding product to it and gradually getting it to the shade that I want than to have too much and kind of be stuck. And then I always go back in with my beauty blender. I'm not adding any extra product. I just want to buff out that powder and give it a little bit of a smoother look. So I always do this. I think it really makes a difference to how the powder lays, and helps to kind of make that contour look a little bit more natural. Yeah, see, it adds the world of difference. So since I am not doing any eyeliner, I do want to make it a little bit darker under my eyes. So I am going to take that Waterbearer color that we used, and I'm going to mix a little bit of Moony, which is this darker color, but this darker color has a purple tint to it, so I don't want to use too much. I still want to stay with the warmth that we have on top of my eyes. So it's mostly Waterbearer with a little bit of Moony, just a tad. Ow. Alright. Alright, we are almost done. I'm going to go put on some lashes and I will be right back. So I went ahead and put some lashes on. I straightened my hair so it's not in a crazy bun mess. And I went ahead and did my lipstick already. It is Kat Von D Lovesick. Here's the finished look. It's very natural in a sense of like it's not 10 different color shades. But I definitely love this. I think the pink peachy kind of look to it is really pretty. And it really brings out my eyes too. I feel any blue eyes. Honestly, I feel like it would bring out green eyes too. But I really love this look, and I just want to say thank you for anybody that watched, anybody that will be watching. Please spread the word. Let people know what's going on this channel. Please show some love and give me some feedback. I'd really love to hear what you guys think, if you guys have been trying the looks or not. And I would just like to hear some more from you guys. What you want to see, what you like, what you don't like. If you like these ones where we talk a little bit more, or if you kind of just like where it's sped up and just focusing on what's actually going on. So please, please, please give some feedback, give some love, and I appreciate you guys always. And stay tuned for my next video. Bye!